Good morning, February 20. Tomorrow's options expiration, but today we're looking at what's happening with the market. And yesterday we broke above this 3-day balance area, and we were trending higher. And we made new highs on the current contract. I look at the back adjusted charts, and so in my charts, all-time high is up here. But if you're looking at SPX, SPY, you are looking at all-time highs yesterday, and then we failed to hold above it, and then we are trying to come down back to value. And one of the things, hold on, let me turn off the tick strike that's driving me crazy when I speak, because I feel like I'm missing out on a trade. So what we were talking about in the room is that I'm always looking at where value is compared to previous sessions, right? So if you look at, we broke out of this lower area, we left some single prints, right? We tested one set of the single prints and a little bit of the other one, but we accepted value up here, right? So if you take this, merge it with the next profile, so we have a very nicely balanced normal distribution, 3 days plus this half a session, plus whatever overnight sessions, right? So right now we're trading above value, right? So what we want to see is if we come back below inside value, right? This is value area high, the shaded area. If we come back inside this level, which is around 61.41, which is right below the overnight low. See how like all the bounce and the overnight low is right at that high. If you come back and accept inside, and what do I mean by accept? Accepting means like you went inside that level, and we're spending some time and volume in that at that level, right? Below that level, and now we're not able to come back above it. So if that's the case, then the move should happen. Obviously, the first target is the middle, the point of control, and then it should happen that we see value area low, which is here at 61.31. This works for all time frames, all like I look at the 3-day value, but I also look at a 20-day volume and distribution, 90 days. So it works for all time frames. Like same thing, if we come back into this area, right? When you have a normal distribution, that means that there was acceptance on that area, right? We could do the same thing here, right? We could take all these profiles, join them together, which, it's a little hard to do because we broke above and down. That's why we look at this profile right here, and we can kind of eye where value area high would be for this, right? That's the way I do it. I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but I could kind of eye, where value area would be, which would be around here, or look for some low volume node to say, okay, well, below this volume node, we're likely to go down to the other side of value, which should be around here, 60.48, right? So that's in my opinion one of the best setups that I've found while studying auction theory. If you're looking at that, you really have good spots to lean on, and look, you can look for some structure in the lower time frame that sets up once we break below here. Like let's say you take a 15-minute or an hourly chart, or 5-minute, whatever time frame you trade on, and say, okay, well, there's a swing high somewhere around here. I'm gonna put my stop above that, slightly above value, and then just let the trade work, because it's a high probability that it's gonna go to that low side of value, or at least to the point of control. So if you just wait for those setups, and it doesn't have, this would be a really nice setup, because it's you get 10 points, and you shouldn't risk more than 5 here, right? And you can do 1-to-1. You can risk 10 points and do 1-to-1, and you have a very high probability setup if we get below this. So, in my opinion, you don't need to risk 10 points in this specific case, but the way this market has been trading, maybe you want to do that. That's very personal. I personally like to, if I do this, I personally like to look for a structure, look for a clear push, put my stop above some either single prints or some imbalance or some swing high, and then just let the trade work. Anyway, so for today, obviously, that's one of the things I'm going to be looking at. Breaking below the overnight low, looking for the point of control, and possibly value area low. And in this area, we're still seeing some, buyers here. So, eventually it's going to break likely, and we're going to come back and clean up the single prints. And if those don't hold, then we're going to move into the 6100 area, and likely at that point attempt to retest this value area, this distribution, right? But it's hard to short when you're at all-time highs, because there's really not much trading above here. So sometimes it's just like price exploration, and you just keep grinding higher and higher and higher. Okay, so that's about it for ES for today, and same thing goes for NQ. Well, it's not the same thing for NQ, right? Because NQ is accepting in this area, right? And we have a nice acceptance value. We're trading inside value, so we want to see a move below January high, and then this area is kind of like a transition area. We did have 3 sessions here and 1 session here, but it's kind of like a transition. So we could go through this pretty fast and then attempt to come back below here if we don't get a bounce somewhere around this area, right? You have a very clear and tested point of control here, 21,960. But other than that, we still have some bunch of references above to test. So if we break above this area, go with a break and into the 22,400 area. Okay, crude is also in balance. You see this nice distribution too. So you want to see same kind of thing, right? How we are trading in relationship to previous days, to previous sessions, but I like shorts around the 73.40 to 74 area, and I like to look for longs in the 70.40, but we're kind of far from either those two levels. So and we're trading inside value from the previous day, so watch the reaction at this high and see if now that we're one time framing higher, if we keep going into that the higher part of that range of that distribution. And of course, if we fail to do that, then this is becoming I think the 20-day point of control could easily shift up here. And gold, like I said, is the 3,000 is it's a big magnet. It keeps making new highs, grinding higher. So, I mean, not much that I can say about gold right now other than don't short it. That wouldn't short gold right now. I would wait for bounces and buy the bounces. I mean, wait for pullbacks and keep buying pullbacks. All right. We have some Fed speaking at 9:35, and we have some crude inventories at noon. 4-week bill auction at 11:30. Gasoline inventories at noon. More Fed speaking at noon. Some auction 30-year tips high yield option at 1 p.m. and then Fed speaking at 2:30 p.m. And tomorrow we have PMI. Existing home sales and the week and options expirations. So I think we still have some room for nice moves from here till Friday. So this market has been either crazy moves or no moves at all. So you gotta be patient. All right, good luck, and I'll see you around.